Hello, my name is Joey with Madoma, and welcome to our series called 9 Surefire Ways to Optimize Your Workplace Performance. This is the ultimate guide to healthy computing because a lot of stuff that we do nowadays is seated at a computer, and this video is going to go over all the right moves on how to position your body. This is super important information, and this is what you're going to learn today: how to maintain a neutral body position. We're going to get really detailed about that. Also, how to achieve optimal elbow angle, how to support your feet better, how to use your workstation to your advantage so we can set it up correctly, and how to properly arrange your workstation once it's set up and you have the tools that you need. Why is this so important? Aches and pains are real and avoidable, so we're going to talk more about that. And let's face it, you sit for the majority of the time you work. Plain and simple, we need to combat this. And we know your frustrations. That's why we made this video, is because you're trapped inside this box staring at another box. We're going to talk about ways to improve that and feel better. And of course, you need to be willing to make the change before you're forced to make it. Make the change before you're forced. That's super important. Your work pays for stuff, by the way, and you need to be healthy to work. Therefore, your income correlates to your health. That's a cool equation, but it's all real. So here's how this will help you. You'll understand the correct seated posture so you can make and avoid posture-related stresses and injuries. Use proper foot and arm placement so you can avoid joint pain, and adapt to your workstation environment. That's super important because every situation is different for everybody, but how do you adapt? How do you become better and stay healthy? So let's talk about this super important idea called neutral body position. So you might think setting up your workstation and all the various components is the most important part of healthy computing. But before you do that, you must think about where your body is positioned. Neutral body position is defined as a comfortable working posture with a neutral alignment of your joints from head to toe. So neutral positioning helps you to reduce the stress and strain of your muscles, tendons, and skeletal system, reducing the risk developing musculoskeletal disorders and other injuries. So let's talk about the hands, the wrists, the forearms in a row, straight and almost parallel. So that's super important. It's your head and your torso in line, with the head bent slightly forward, facing the front and balanced. Your shoulders are at ease with your upper body and arms hanging in a normally at your side of your body and so forth. Your elbows are close to your body and bent somewhere between 90 and 110 degrees. So let's take this a step further. Let's talk about your feet. Your feet should be on a rest or firmly placed on the floor. So if you can't reach the floor, we're going to be talking about foot rests and things like that. You firmly should have a support for your lower back. That's super important because as we sit, there's not a lot of cushion in our lower back, so we need something firm that can hold it. Your feet should be well padded to support your your seat should be well padded to support your hips and your thighs, of course. And your knees and your hips are almost at the same height. That's super important. That way it doesn't cause your hip to go into forward flexion or extension. And your feet slightly forward so you're not causing too much behind or right neutral, just causing pain on your knees. So just remember when positioned in the best posture to workstation, it's not healthy to continue to sit for long hours. So even though you're in the right position, be sure to get up. It's not ideal to be seated for a long time, so change your position frequently. This includes giving your eyes a break, resting your hands between stretches, stretching different types, and taking a break and moving around. So let's talk about reduce strain from prolonged seating. So adjust your chair and backrest at regular intervals. So that's a key. You can stretch your fingers, your hands, your arms, your torso periodically. That's super important just to get some good motion. And stand up, stretch your back, your muscles, walk around for a few minutes. Seems like it's not as productive, but actually it's going to add to your productivity in the long run. They've done several studies on this, that taking frequent breaks actually makes you more productive. And it may not seem like you're clocking the hours per se in front of the computer, but actually getting more out of your hours if you take frequent breaks. So don't tell your boss I said that, but that is super important. But there's been science and studies behind that effectiveness of breaks and frequent breaks. So let's talk about how to set up your workstation. The setting of your workstation and the selection and arrangement of the chair and other accessories and your comfort of handling these accessories, a desktop computer or a laptop or virtual factors, can help maintain a neutral body position. So this is going to aid in your posture. So check the following when determining how to set up your workstation. First, keyboard placement. The keyboard and monitor should be positioned in a straight line posture to avoid any discomfort. Let's talk about, never look up at the screen. Always adjust your chair so you're looking down or directly at the screen. There's a very minimal, drop there with your eyes. And your desk should be at a convenient height with enough space for your computer and paper. So we're going to get more into monitor selection, keyboard selection, mouse selection in future videos, but having the correct desk setup and spacing depending on papers and stuff is super important. And the chair should have the height adjusting options. That's super key because everybody's different. You're going to have people maybe using your chair, or you're sharing a workstation, but having a height adjusting option provide good support for your back and for your legs and your hips. The keyboard and mouse should be have a good wrist rest, so you can have some proper placement there and support. And if you're typing from paper material, say you're trying to do copies or looking at notes, use a document holder so you don't strain your neck and you're constantly looking down and up and down and up, and that's going to cause more flexion, irritation, and strain your neck. So these are very important keys on the proper setup, the neutral posture positioning, organize your workspace that you really have the keys to keeping you healthy. That's super key. So body positioning is important, plain and simple. But to maintain and achieve proper neutral body positioning, you need the right setup and accessories around you. So it's not just sitting there, one time and looking at the screen. There's multiple items around you that can throw you off or aid in your success in maintaining proper posturing and neutral positioning. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to exploring more surefire ways to optimize your work performance in videos to come. Thanks again for watching. Hey, before you go, if you enjoyed this content, you would probably benefit from our introductory massage package recreated specific for our new clients. Just click the Learn More button below to find out more. Thanks again for watching.